there are two inner-city Tulsa districts and an Oklahoma City district out around Will Rogers Airport and to the north and west that were the three districts that have lost the most population over the last 10 years. The Southwest Oklahoma district and the Altus area was fourth from the bottom. A lot of people thought that would be the district that had lost the most population. But the two districts in Tulsa actually were projected to be at the bottom, and indeed they were, and they were 5,000 or 6,000 people short in terms of the numbers of where they need to be. When you look at the maps, the inner city Tulsa area, there are 5 or 6 districts that had lost, in terms of percentage of population, pretty equal, if not more so, than a lot of the rural areas. It's very interesting. I think a lot of that maybe wasn't exactly what we anticipated in census numbers, but it's really interesting to see those final numbers and kind of see how they shake out. For our area and our district here, District 58, there are 33,694 people in that House district, which is 314 less than what there was 10 years ago. So not a lot less. Now, Oklahoma's population has increased, and so when you take that new population count and divide it by 101 House districts, everybody's district has to grow. And since we actually lost 314 people in our district, we now have to find 3,448 people for this House district. So I will represent 3,448 more people in the next after the next election if re-elected than what we currently have in this district, which means the district has to get bigger, obviously. Excuse me. So we'll be working on those lines very soon and figuring out how that's all going to shake out. But the interesting dynamic, I think, is kind of what's happening around the Tulsa area. Not totally surprising to see the suburban areas of Tulsa that have actually grown significantly. The House district that gained the most population is the one up around Owasso. It's projected to have, I think, 47,000 people in it today. It's supposed to have 34,000. It's what it had in it 10 years ago. And it has, I think it was, I'll just tell you for sure, 48,540 people in that district. And so there are basically 11,400 too many people in that House district. So while the inner city Tulsa districts have lost, the surrounding areas and surrounding counties, the Claremore area, Broken Arrow, Owasso, Skytook, they're seeing a great deal of growth. And so we may be just rearranging seats around the Tulsa area for the better part of this redistricting process. If you haven't seen the numbers for our county populations, I can tell you these are also on the website. Woods County lost only 211 people. Obviously, we'd like to be growing, and I think we definitely will be. If they would come back and do the census again in a few months, that number would probably be very different. But the population in Woods County as of April 1st was 8,878 people, which was 211 less than it was 10 years ago. Alfalfa County lost 457 people. The total population in Alfalfa County was 5,642. Grant County lost population, excuse me, lost about 12%. They lost 617 people in Grant County from 10 years ago. That's 4,527 is the population in Grant County. If you go to the south and look at Major County, they're down only 18 people, so pretty steady from where they were at 7,527, which is kind of interesting that there wasn't more population loss in Major County. It was pretty steady. And then Woodward County did have some growth, about 8.6% growth in Woodward County. They gained almost 1,600 people, up to 20,081 in Woodward County. So just kind of gives you an idea of the area and what's going on. Like I said, with what's happening now in Woods and Alfalfa County in particular, I think those numbers will be very different even within the next year. And that's the tough part about redistricting. We have to draw the lines based on this, and we're going to have to get this House district bigger. But in fact, I think the populations will be growing within the next year, and so some of that will change. We have 90 days from the first day of session to have a plan on the governor's desk for the House and Senate districts. That's a constitutional deadline, and so we'll be working to get the House and Senate lines redrawn to accomplish that as quickly as we can possibly do that. When that is completed, then we have the congressional lines to redraw. We'll be looking at those lines, and so those will all change. Congressman Lucas has made it clear that he does not want any more of Oklahoma City and Tulsa, even if it means he has to grow by several counties to get the population he needs. He wants more rural areas that fall more in line with his the makeup of the majority of his district. He's already into Oklahoma City and Tulsa. He doesn't want to go any more into the metropolitan areas, and so we'll be seeing if we can accommodate that request. County commissioner lines have to be redrawn. If you have school board or city council lines that are based on population, those will have to be redrawn. Everything based on population must be redrawn under the Federal Voting Rights Act. So all of that will be happening. The only one that has the constitutional deadline are the House and Senate lines that we have to get drawn 90 days after the first day of session. The others would have to be drawn before filing for the next election cycle in a year and a half, a little more than a year and a half. But we'd like to get those done sooner rather than later. So hopefully we'll get ours done quickly and can move on to the other lines that have to be redrawn.